Hey guys, Uncle Pip here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm 6 o'clock in the morning in Berchtesgaden, and I am taking a walk by myself. Don't actually know where I'm going, might get lost. Thought I'd take you with me. It's early, so I'm gonna keep recording. To bring you up to speed, this is an air raid shelter, the entrance to an air raid shelter in the town of Berchtesgaden, built during World War II. This was the morning of Thursday, May 14th, 2026. It was 6 o'clock in the morning when I woke up. It was 5:30 in the morning when I woke up. I did not have an alarm set, and I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to see in town, but I had little time. So I decided, since I'm already up, let's go for a walk by ourselves. So I'm all alone. That right there is like a bomb shelter for somebody to sit inside the bomb shelter and to watch the town. There I said somebody. I mean a member of the SS. This is a military thing. This is strictly for the military. That right there is the bomb shelter I came here to see. I walked right by it and didn't even know. I want to talk about scary. I don't feel comfortable, but we found it. That's it. It was a long walk to get there. I just realized the yellow building here is Gasthaus Vansman. This is the mole bunker here. So you can see both in one image. We're going down to Vansman now. Gasthaus Vansman, of course, is famous from like the 1920s. We'll talk about it later. But Gasthaus Vansman on Mole Bunker. So it looks like I easily walked right up to it. I can't tell you how long it took me to actually find this. I got kind of lost, turned around. That's why I made those comments. Alright, so we're coming back out of there. Look to my right. And that's the Gasthaus Vansman. We were just up there. That's crazy to me. That scared me. I ain't gonna lie. I hope I got that recorded because that scared me. I'm shaking. I don't like that. On the other side of this wall is a thing. I'm not gonna really show you too much of it. I kind of don't like doing that. Just me. The Berliner Donau is right behind me here. We'll talk about that too. So the Berliner Donau is the building there. It has like the yellow middle of the screen. During the 1920s and 30s, that was a hotel. Apparently, Hitler and Eva Braun both had stayed at that hotel at different times for different reasons. And apparently it was really historical. Obviously it got torn down and then rebuilt, and now you can buy a donor. This scene here, we're looking at a grave. That grave right there in the center of the screen, kind of a tall headstone. That was the grave of Dietrich Eckert, and we're going to go to his house. Also, I wanted to say the church that was behind me in the last scene was also a historically significant church too. Oh yeah, and the Hotel Edelweiss, right here. Now, after I left that area, the Hotel Edelweiss is on my left. There's a statue thing there I looked at. And now I'm walking into like the old town center of Berchtesgaden. Now, I have a bunch of stuff saved on Google Maps of locations of things I want to see. I've never been here before. Again, I'm by myself. It's 6:30 in the morning, and this is what I stumble into. Really cool architecture. A lot of these buildings are built in like the 15 and 1600s. So again, take out World War II. Just look at how awesome this place is. And here's a fountain. It's one side was for King Ludwig, one's for Max II. That was from like 1860. I don't remember the name of that building right there, but it was historically significant of some sort. Really neat stuff going on. But there's a World War II memorial that I'm looking for, and I could not find it at first. So I actually walked back and forth a little bit. I edited that part just to save on time. But ultimately, you walk through this tunnel, as I guess you would call it a tunnel, and the World War II memorial is around the corner. At the moment that I'm recording it, I did not know that. Now those signs I keep showing you, those are telling you how old the houses are or the buildings are. I think that was from like 1490. And here we are. Finally, finding what I'm looking for. That is the Berchtesgaden Castle, the pink building, and a church next to it. And we're walking inside the World War II memorial without even knowing it at this moment. It was behind me the whole time. That's the World War II memorial I was looking for, right there. Inside that walkway where I just was, there's the names of all the soldiers that were killed in action that were from the town. Now where I'm currently standing is also historically significant. 6:30 in the morning is the time to come outside, apparently. I'm the only person here except for a random car. I made it though. This is where I was trying to go. That's the war memorial behind me. So this is again the Berchtesgaden Royal Palace and the Town Hall. And what I want to tell you is the 3rd Infantry Division came to Berchtesgaden from the north, and the 506 101st came from the south. Yesterday, in relation to this video, the day before, I had driven through the southern route following the 506 101st, where I referenced Beyond Band of Brothers. Today, in this video, I'm actually standing where the 3rd Infantry Division officially received the surrender of the town of Berchtesgaden. So this courtyard where we are standing, which is why this mural is painted here, and why this became the site for the memorial, this exact courtyard, this where I'm walking right now, this is where the surrender occurs. I got 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, it's going to be 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, this thing is going to go off. It's going to be loud. We're going to try to record it. Can I remember? Probably not. So then I walk over to the Catholic church, which is next door. That's this building. And I got 15 minutes that I'm trying to kill, so I'm just walking around looking at stuff. You can see the town hall there in the background. Remember, the purpose of this particular walk at this moment is to see as many sights as possible. Okay, so it is currently 6:50. That's important because the bells are going to ring at 7. I want to be at the castle when the bells ring because I think that would be neat. Then after 7, we're going to go for a 20-minute walk. We're going to go 10 minutes in one direction and then 10 minutes in the other direction. And then I think we'll be done after that. I need to be back at the hotel by 8 o'clock. I have an 8 o'clock appointment, so that's important. I cannot miss that. That's where we're at right now. Alright, this is the part where I'm going to talk a little bit. It is currently 6:59. I'm waiting for the bells to start ringing at 7 o'clock. So I figured that gives me a minute to narrate. I learned a lot. I have learned that 7 o'clock in the morning is when the Germans decide to drive their cars. So, if you're going to walk around town, do it at 6 o'clock in the morning, like I did. 6 o'clock. No traffic. Nobody outside. It was actually beautiful. Of course, that's the... There it is. I had no idea that was going to take 5 minutes, and it was going to be non-stop, and it was going to be 2 churches. That was really cool. But as you can see, that got more traffic now. So, like I said, we're going to make that 20-minute walk and hopefully get breakfast on time. I am starving. I'm going to try to do some walking and talking here. I'll walk this way some. I'm seriously hungry though. Like, very hungry. Very thirsty. I just thought that'd be a cool view as I'm leaving here. That's what I came here to see. And we saw. But I don't really have too much else to talk about at the moment. I'm going to come back later and edit a lot of this stuff, and we'll see what actually makes the cut, but 5 minutes worth of bells. So at this point, you may be wondering why I'm taking this hike, going up this mountain to look at a house that was owned by Dietrich Eckert. Well, that's because I have an interest in World War II and everything related to World War II. Dietrich Eckert was the mentor of Adolf Hitler. Some of these buildings are saying erected in 1560, 1500. I don't know who that guy was. Everybody thinks Hitler was a really bad guy. Well, I think Dietrich Eckert was even more evil because he was the mentor. Yeah, he was bad, but this guy was even badder. You know, right before I left the hotel, I looked at a map of this place and it had, like, stuff labeled. And I thought, I should take that with me. And then I put it away and said, nah, just kidding. So here I am, walking in the street. No idea what I'm looking at. But I have a map somewhere an hour away from me that'll tell me everything I want to know. That's not a hill. That is literally a mountain. That is a mountain in the Alps. I'm about to walk straight up a mountain. That's literally the roof of the house next to me. Like, it's like a 4-story building. I do have a historical walking tour map. It is something I found at the hotel, and it talks about all the old buildings like I'd been mentioning earlier from like the 15 and 1600s, and it actually explains everything in great detail. I'm not even going to try to because I just don't have enough time, and I'm not going to pronounce anything right, so you're better off just going to Berchtesgaden yourself and figuring it all out for yourself. But definitely try to find the walking tour map because it was very beneficial.
I had to take a break. Not only that, but I felt the first drop of rain. I do not have my rain gear with me. It is supposed to rain today, so... Oh man, the bells are ringing again. It's already been 15 minutes. I left 10 minutes ago, though. It said it was going to be an 11-minute walk. That was 10 minutes ago, and I'm not even close. 11 German minutes are not 11 pip minutes. Oh man.
Now we are at the house. This is a small chapel on the left, the pink building. But behind this chapel is the building in the center of the screen right now. In the back, the yellow house.
Alright, we're going back down the mountain. It is starting to rain a little bit more. It's just drizzle, a little light drizzle. But I want to get breakfast, and it's breakfast time. So, that's what we're doing.
That was the house of Dietrich Eckert. I guess I'm going to explain the rest of the day's trip here because I don't know what else to talk about. So at this point in my day, I went back to the hotel and I had breakfast. That was at 8 a.m. Now after breakfast at 8 a.m. we left and went to the train station. And that's what you're looking at right now. This train station was built way before World War II, but ultimately it was destroyed and rebuilt in 1937. On the other side of the train station is the post office. And this post office has this painting. Would you notice that it has a flag? That was a very World War II era painting. And just like everything else, Germany turned it into Burger King. Because I've noticed Burger King pops up in a lot of historical places. Now, I was just showing the camera across the street from the train station is the same house that Hitler's sister lived, Paula Hitler. And we did not stop there. It's just like a hotel or something. This is a SS guardhouse that was built in 1937. It is on the road going to Obersalzberg. And now we are driving up Albert Speer's driveway. Yeah, you heard me right. This is his studio on the left. And then further up from the studio, you'll see his house in the distance. Two houses here, the one on the further to the left. The one with the white on the left there, I believe that was Albert Speer's personal residence. Now we have made it to the documentation center. This is in the middle of Obersalzberg, and the documentation center is on top of the original bunker entrance. It's a lot to unpack. We pay our ticket and immediately get on the bus, and the bus takes us to the tunnel to get up onto the Eagle's Nest. Now, I don't like saying Eagle's Nest anymore. In Germany, it's called the Kehlsteinhaus because this mountain is the Kehlstein Mountain, and the house is built on top of the mountain, so it's called the Kehlsteinhaus. And as you could tell, we have entered a cold climate. A couple inches of snow, and it's cold, and it's windy, and it's May. Again, this is May 14th. So here's the entrance for the tunnel. And now we go through the tunnel. And this tunnel is dark with lights in the middle. Very deep, you're going inside the middle of this tunnel. And at the end of the tunnel, there's one elevator. There's a small holding room that is round. And you wait inside that room until you use the elevator. The elevator takes you to the top. And when it opens, you are inside the Kehlsteinhaus. This is the eagle's nest. My understanding, based on all the historical stuff I've read and seen, this is a building that was built on top of a mountain just to say, look what we did, we built this here. And they were going to do it for showing dignitaries how good they are. And Hitler actually did not like this building, so he didn't come here very much. My understanding is that it was Martin Bormann's idea to do this. Now, going back to World War II, this cross here was actually put here in 1952, so that's after the war. But it's still a cool walking trail, you can walk around. My understanding, though, is that the 506 101st Airborne Division, they were the ones that came here. The 3rd Infantry Division came here. But I think the 506 got here first in May of 45. And again, I'm basing this off Beyond Band of Brothers, Major Dick Winters. Excellent book, the last 20 pages or so. Something else that I actually forgot to mention, I want to say it now. After we left the post office, we went to a cemetery for German war graves. Again, I don't feel comfortable filming German war graves, so I didn't put it on camera here. But my understanding is the general that Dick Winters mentions that he finds dead. I went to his grave. He names him by name, General like Kehlstein. He was a German general. But I just thought that was interesting. He found him dead inside Göring's house. Anyway, here we are. We are now inside the eagle's nest. This is where all the black and white pictures come from that are famous. That was the actual mantle. So then you walk outside again, and on the back side, I guess it's the front side, maybe it's the back side, this is the view you get. Something like that. Just absolutely amazing views. And of course, we're inside a cloud, so we don't see the views. But they're there. Now here's the elevator. Solid gold elevator. And something else. A lot of the stuff's not marked. So a lot of me trying to narrate now is me looking through books. And here's the doors opening. And we're getting off our elevator because now we're leaving. So you might wonder what's inside the Kehlsteinhaus today. It's a restaurant. We stopped, I had lunch, had a nice bowl of soup, and yeah, who would have thought I would eat soup in the Kehlsteinhaus? And this is the Berghof. These are the ruins of Hitler's personal residence. They're at the base of the mountain, about a mile away from the Kehlsteinhaus, and it is well marked with a sign, but this is the house that was most famous for Hitler living in it. I probably should do a whole series just on the Berghof if you want to learn about the Berghof. Otherwise, just look it up. This is where all the majority of your videos and photos of Hitler come from. This location right here. And we walk out, and this is the exact scene that he would have saw. Obviously, they let trees grow up, but this is the view he was looking at from his mountain home. And we are standing literally where the house was, currently on the terrace. So we left there and we went on a mission to find, this is the Hotel Turken. That building was there during World War II, so that is original. And after we left there, we walk around the side of this mountain, and we're looking for the remains of Göring's house. But before we get there, Hotel Turken. And this building in the middle of the screen right now, that was Göring's adjuvancy, meaning people that served on his staff, basically. That's where they had lived. And later you'll see the SS barracks just behind that building in the distance. I think I have a better view of it here in a minute. But this is where Göring's house would have been. We're walking up right now to it. There's nothing there. Literally nothing there. There's no marker. There's nobody talking about it. And there's actually a hotel just to my left. And this is like a small park that they installed. That's the hotel there. That's all modern. That wasn't there before. So here's like a small koi pond. If you're interested in World War II, it's very confusing. So this is where I should tell you. Go ahead and just hire the tour guide. Tour guide will help you. Are these foundation stones from the original house? It's possible. Can I tell you that with certainty? Nope. But somewhere right around where I'm at, that's where Göring's house was. And then I left here and I went and searched for Martin Bormann's home. And that, again, is just a green grassy field. You'll never know where it actually was at this point. Obviously, I have it on maps, but nothing special when you're actually there. If you're going to go, I recommend seeing the documentation center at least once. Taking the bus to the Kehlsteinhaus is the main highlight, but if you want to go and see the things that I wanted to see, it's just about impossible without a tour guide. And they do offer those there. That was something else that I learned. But again, this I believe this is a little bit more with the Hermann Göring area. I think, me personally, I think this is where it was. But I also think it was a big home, so, and there was a view here back in the day. All those trees didn't exist. Here we're leaving. And there's a swing here. Thought that was kind of interesting, so we'll show that to you, I believe. But just beyond that swing, I think Martin Bormann's home would have been somewhere around here. To the left. Göring was on the right, Bormann's on the left. And again, we're in the clouds. And after this, we got back in the car and we went for a drive. We ultimately drove to a small town outside of Ingolstadt, and there's actually going to be a video in the future about Ingolstadt, so stay tuned for that for next time. There wasn't too much to film after this, so this video is about to end soon. This was another shot or angle of the SS barracks kind of in the distance. It looks better on a still photograph, I think. And this is a short video of me walking through the underground bunker system. I was told not to record, so of course I didn't want to do it too long. But as we left, the route we took was the same route that the 3rd Infantry Division had taken to go into Berchtesgaden. Now I'm taking it leaving town, they took it going into town. But I couldn't go into town 2 different ways, so I had to go into town one way and out of town the other. But this is the same road the 3rd Infantry Division was on in May 4th, 1945. Just like how we had followed the 101st, now we're following the 3rd. And that also got us into Austria, so that was my first time in Austria. So I thought that was kind of neat. You're going to see some Austrian footage at the very end of this video. But that's going to really wrap up the video, because after this we went right back down the A8 Autobahn the same way we came in, and nothing super spectacular to show you because you've already seen it at this point. And this video is kind of getting long, so hope you enjoyed watching this video. Obviously I enjoyed making it. Please like, share, subscribe. Send it to your friends. Send it to people you don't know. Hopefully you learned something. I'm just kind of rambling. It is kind of difficult for me to narrate, read books, and be accurate all at the same time. But currently you're in Austria. This is Austria, as I speak. My first time. Looks just like Germany, doesn't it? Basically Germany.